Hi everyone, in this video I'll show you how I use a chocolate spray gun to create a sand or velvet effect on my cakes using melted chocolate. I made our wedding anniversary cake with this blue velvety texture, a spider cake with a nice black speckled effect, and my kid's soccer-themed birthday cake with this nice green turf effect. I'll show you how to assemble, use, and clean this chocolate spray gun. Note that you don't need to use this exact brand. There are many options available online on websites like Amazon, from cheaper to more expensive versions. Let's see the parts of this spray gun and how to use it. This is the front part of the gun with a seal in it. This is the suction tube, which has another seal that needs to be placed inside. This is the main container that holds your melted chocolate. I love this one because it's made of stainless steel and it's easy to clean. Because most times I use very little chocolate, about 100 grams, I always place the melted chocolate in a plastic cup and the plastic cup in the container. It's easier to keep the chocolate warmer for longer and use it all up with minimum waste. Position the suction tube correctly into the container or plastic cup to ensure you use all the chocolate. I turn the suction tube forwards, as I usually keep the chocolate spray gun horizontal or point it down a bit to spray on top of the cake. There are 3 different spray patterns: vertical, circle, and horizontal, so you can test them all out and see which pattern you prefer. There are 2 nozzle sizes, 2.6 millimeters and 1.3 millimeters. I use the 2.6 millimeter one for the cakes in this video. You can also adjust your chocolate output by adjusting the flow control knob on the sprayer. Test it out on a piece of cardboard before starting to work on your cake. Before you start preparing the chocolate, you need your frosted cakes ready. I usually cover them in chocolate ganache or a chocolate ganache buttercream frosting, but you can use other frostings too, like regular buttercream. I'll leave the links to some recipes in the video description. You must refrigerate the cake for at least 6 to 8 hours before spraying the chocolate on it. Some people even freeze it for 20 to 30 minutes after refrigerating it overnight. I don't. I just keep the cakes in the fridge only. Note that if you're in a rush, you can also freeze the cake for about 3 hours right after frosting it. Now, let's get the chocolate ready. You need a good quality baking or couverture white chocolate. I use Calibo chocolate. Melt 100 grams of white chocolate until it reaches 42 degrees Celsius or 107 degrees Fahrenheit. This is enough to cover a 25 centimeter or 10-inch round cake. You can use the microwave to melt the chocolate 5 to 10 seconds at a time, stirring it each time. Or you can melt it using a double boiler. Color the chocolate using green, oil-based food coloring. Allow the chocolate to cool at room temperature to 33 degrees Celsius, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, for each 100 grams of chocolate, add from half a teaspoon up to 9 tablespoons, 50 grams of cocoa butter powder, less for a thicker mixture and a larger spray gun nozzle, and more cocoa butter for a more fluid mixture and a smaller spray gun nozzle. Add the cocoa butter powder 1 teaspoon at a time and mix it in very well until there are no more traces of cocoa butter. The chocolate should have a temperature of 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, 86 to 89 degrees Fahrenheit when you work with it. So place it in the spray gun container when it's 1 to 2 degrees warmer, as by the time you start spraying the cake, it will cool off. If it cools off too much while you're working with it, reheat it in the microwave for a few seconds again. And now let's see how we use the chocolate spray gun. Let's spray some cakes, starting with this soccer-themed cake. Take your cake out of the fridge or freezer, place it on a turntable, and work with it right away. Do not let any condensation form. Note that I used some cardboard boxes to create a shield and protect my kitchen from all the chocolate I'm about to spray around the cake. Those empty Amazon boxes must be good for something. Keep the spray gun straight and screw the container onto it. Always test the spray gun on a cardboard before you start spraying the chocolate on the cake. Spray a thin layer of melted chocolate on while making a smooth up and down or crosswise motion and rotating your cake as you go. Make sure to hold the spray gun at an even distance of approximately 30 to 40 centimeters or 11 to 15 inches to the cake. Make sure to spray a thin layer. A layer that's too thick is inclined to crack. If you want a thicker layer applied, it's better to apply a thin coat, then refrigerate the cake so that the chocolate hardens, and then apply another coat. Place the cake in the refrigerator for at least 1 hour so that the chocolate sets. Note that for this soccer cake, I used less cocoa butter powder in the chocolate mixture, and that is 1 teaspoon for 200 grams of chocolate. Once you're done, clean your chocolate spray gun right away so that the chocolate doesn't clog your nozzle. Remove the plastic cup with any remaining chocolate in it. Or if you didn't use a plastic cup, empty the container and wash this and the suction tube. Place warm water in the container, attach the suction tube, and spray the water on your cardboard box or in some container. Do so until the water emerging from the nozzle is clear. It might be hard to see, but there is no color coming from the chocolate gun, as I'm spraying this cardboard right in the middle. Here's the spider cake. I added black oil-based food coloring to the melted white chocolate, and then I sprayed it onto the hemisphere cake, covered in gray frosting and chilled overnight. If you want more intense colors, place the chocolate in the microwave for a few seconds after you've added the color. This should intensify the color, and your gray will turn into black. I also sprayed chocolate on the spider's legs, made out of orange chocolate. And here's the blue wedding anniversary cake. This blue color is mesmerizing. I love it. To add those golden accents on the cake, I used a brush to sprinkle metallic cake paint on the sides and top of the cake. Note that for this blue wedding anniversary cake, I used a little more cocoa butter powder in the chocolate mixture. And that is 4 teaspoons or 16 grams of cocoa butter powder for 100 grams of chocolate. I love how these cakes turn out all the time. I started using this technique as an alternative to covering cakes in fondant. Most people don't eat the fondant, and it's such a waste of money, whereas who doesn't love chocolate? And that's all it is. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.